is Isla and I'm a registered dietitian. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and the like because it really helps out my channel. I put videos out almost every week. But I am a weight loss dietitian. I have a private practice called the Millennial Nutritionist, and I keep getting a ton of questions about exercise because I touch on it sometimes, and people just keep asking like, what types of exercises do they need to do? What about the Apple Watch? What about strength versus cardio? What is that supposed to look like? And so I just thought I'd round up all the questions and answer them in a video for you. So here we go. Why do you even need exercise for weight loss? So there's a lot of overall health reasons you definitely need exercise. I'm just going to focus on weight loss just to keep the time short, but there are endless amounts of reasons that you should exercise for overall health as well, even if you're not trying to lose weight. But for weight loss specifically, you want to exercise, to get more activity in because of the calories in versus calories out idea. And so exercising does help that calories out part of it. However, not all exercise is the same. You don't just go into the gym just to burn calories. You should be going with the idea of trying to build up muscle as well, because when you're in a calorie deficit, you have to keep dropping the calories in order to continue to lose weight, because your body does adjust at a lower calorie rate and then you have to bring it down. You can't bring it down to like 300 calories. And so the way to kind of like improve on that is to gain muscle mass. Your metabolism increases, you can eat a little bit more and technically still be at a deficit. Cardio is important. So that's kind of like the strength train model. Cardio is important because you do want to help your heart. Like, this is a little bit more where the health benefits come in. So cardio really helps strengthen your heart, and it does burn some calories. So it's definitely not for nothing. A lot of people get stress relief from doing cardio and you feel a little bit more productive. So there is some benefits to cardio, but a really big benefit honestly is just the strength training and then steps. So that's another part of my program that I encourage clients to do, is try to get steps in. You can typically burn around like 300 to 600 calories a day just by doing 10,000 steps a day. And so that could be something from like doing 3 10-minute walks throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, like waking up, doing a walk in the morning, and then doing like a walk midday and then a walk at the end of the day. And that gets you right there to burn in those calories. But weight strength train is going to be the best thing for you, but you do want to incorporate all these things in a healthy exercise regimen for weight loss. So why doesn't just cardio work? Cardio, like I already said, so when you think of cardio, you're kind of like always going to go and burn just like 500 calories from running, let's say like 2 miles. Like that might be what you always like burn when you do that. And so let's see, how do I explain this? So let's say you're at a calorie deficit. Let's say your maintenance calories is like 2,200 calories. And for some reason you do like a weight loss, like a mini weight loss kind of cut for 2,000 calories. Now, if you lose weight at 2,000 calories, you're going to eventually have to keep going down, right? And so the exercise, when you do cardio, let's say you're always burning 500 calories when you go do your exercises. For whatever reason, you're always just like kind of burning around that amount of calories. It's only going to do so much because you can never like do more than that unless you just like end up working out for hours and hours and hours. Like, it just is very slow progress if you're just doing cardio, because you can never really build on it. Like, you're just going in and burning 500 calories and that's it, but your deficit has to keep getting larger. So instead of like trying to eat less and less and less, it's a little bit more realistic to up your exercise, but you can't like just keep going like, okay, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna do an hour. I'm gonna do an hour and a half. Like, there always has to be adjustment when you're losing weight. It can't just be a one thing. So that's why cardio just isn't the best, because you can only do so much forever. And especially as you lose weight, let's say you were like over 200 pounds and you start losing weight. Even just walking is a great thing to do because you have so much extra weight on you. It's almost like carrying around dumbbells. But when you start to get down and you get into the lower numbers, you actually burn less when you are working out because you don't have all this weight on you. Like, you're not carrying around all this, like, kind of like thinking about carrying around these extra dumbbells. So you're actually burning less when you do cardio when you're at a lower weight. So again, cardio is still good for your heart and stuff, but it just isn't like you can only ever burn that one amount over and over and over again. And weight loss, you need constant like change, and you have to keep making it more and more intense. So you want either the calories to keep going down and down, or the exercise to go up and up and up. But it's just not realistic to say, well, I'm just going to go down to 300 calories one day and I'm going to start working out 3 hours a day. Like, that can't be what it is. But there's a hack that I will kind of get into in a little bit. So along with this cardio, I want to touch on the Apple Watch. So I have one. I love it. Definitely used to be a lot more tied to it than I am now. But the calories on there, I would highly recommend to honestly just ignore. Like, they aren't super accurate, and that's just not the way that weight loss works. Like, you don't just like burn 500 calories and you eat 500 calories. That's not how it works. And it's also just not a great relationship to have with food to think like that. And there's so many, like, even if you're doing like HIIT training, they've studied that you actually burn more calories after you do the HIIT training than while you're currently in the training. So it's not like you're just burning 500 calories and you get like an extra slice of pizza. That's not how it should work. And it's not even completely accurate because, first of all, the watch isn't that accurate. And second of all, you could be burning more calories after your exercise is over. So it's not a great method to say like, okay, well, I'm going to go to the gym to burn 500 calories so I can eat an extra slice of pizza. And metabolism just really isn't that simple. It's not like just going to the bank, withdrawing money, and you get to spend the money. It's just not like that. And it's just not how exercise should work in your life. The other thing about cardio is that you can actually do too much, and it creates a stress response by increasing cortisol in your body, and cortisol stores belly fat more. So when you are stressed out, like when you're just like stressed about something like at work or in your life, or if you're physically creating that stress through exercise, through extra cardio, you can actually put on a little bit of fat or weight because that's how your body chooses to respond. Lastly, the thing about cardio is it can make you more hungry. I don't tend to see this too often with my private practice clients, but it is a thing. Cardio increases that cortisol response. It also just increases your hunger response. So if you feel like you're always hungry when you work out, or it's an issue when you work out more, you're more hungry and it causes you to eat more, and then you're not actually even in that deficit and it just like is kind of canceling everything out, try to kind of come away from the cardio, even like take a break from exercise for a couple weeks and see how that works for you. So strength training, questions about this, what it looks like, how you do it. So the best strength training is compound movements, because you can actually burn quite a bit of calories when you're especially like doing a leg day and you're not like, it's not like you're like jumping around and stuff, but you want to do movements that engage multiple muscle groups in your body, and you will burn more calories during your workout. So it's kind of like the cardio workout where you're burning calories during the workout. Doing compound movements, especially like in the free weights area, or just like when you're not sitting down, also causes you to engage your core. So you have to stabilize yourself when you're doing a squat, or you're standing up and like doing what are they called, like curls. You have to like stabilize your core to get the weight up like that. So it's honestly kind of like an ab workout, and like while you're doing all the other workouts as well, and you get really lean. And you don't have to really stress about doing a ton of ab workouts because you're actively engaging your core the whole time during your workouts. So strength workouts look like, a barbell back squat when you're like in the gym, like just doing squats with a barbell on your back, or a curl, like when you're doing curls with a like hand weights, or doing like a deadlift, like those huge like muscle groups that you're using. That's what real strength is. It's not just getting the 5-pound weights and doing your little curls and that's it. No, it should be hard, and it should feel like you cannot go anymore. The kind of rule of thumb is trying to do maybe around like 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and your next rep should feel like you could not have done anymore. And then you start over and you do another set. So you do 3 of those. And if you can make it past 12, you need to go up on your weights. The reason for this is because you're not actually gaining any muscle. If you feel like you can do like 30, you're not activating your muscles like you should be, and that means you're not gaining muscle. So the way that strength works for weight loss is you gain muscle through strength workouts, which causes you to increase your metabolism. So like I said, instead of like, let's say your metabolism is like here, and when you work out, well, how can I say this? So like, let's say your metabolism's like operates at a loss at 1500, and that's your sweet spot. So when you work out, let's say you work out 500 calories worth, it's almost like you're only eating 1,000 calories, right? Because math, you've like burned 500 calories and it's bringing you down. But if you're doing strength, you can actually increase your metabolism to where your weight loss calories are at like 2,000, Or that means that, let's say you stay at 1500, that means you're kind of like you're actually burning 1,000 calories instead of just the 500 because you're increasing that metabolism. So it's so much less effort to do like a strength workout and build the muscle. It takes a little bit longer because you have to like work to build up your muscle, but you in turn will increase your metabolism. You can eat more and lose weight. However, you might not see the scale go down as much because you are building muscle, but your clothes should fit better. Like you will physically be smaller if you've gained muscle instead of just losing fat, because muscle is a lot denser. So 5 pounds of fat is like this much, but 5 pounds of muscle may be like this much. So the space that you take up is smaller, even though the weight may be increased or staying the same. So that's also important to remember. So the big things to remember with the strength training is that you can increase your metabolism, which means you can eat more and either stay the same size, or you can lose weight while eating a larger amount of food. And that's just a much better relationship to have with food, because in that way, you're not having to stress about every single little decision. When you can only eat like 1,500 calories and lose weight, it's doable, but it's just still like you kind of have to be careful about a lot of stuff. You can almost eat like mindlessly and eat like 2,000 calories, especially if you're coming from 1,500 calories. That can seem like nothing in a day. And so it's just a much better way to go about your life, thinking like, okay, well, if you have a lot of muscle mass, just eat healthfully. You don't have to be nitpicky about every single thing, but you can still lose weight or even maintain your weight while looking fit. And you won't get super bulk, because in order to like look bulky like that, you have to go through a proper bulk, which means like gaining a ton of weight and then cutting it back down. And that's like, you're not probably going to go into bodybuilding. And that's like kind of what they do for that. And that's how you get to that look. Is there anything else? If you're working out at home and you're trying to work in strength training, I really encourage you to get into the gym as soon as you can. I know right now this is being filmed during while COVID is kind of finishing up, and so hopefully we might be in the coming through it in the next couple of months. So I encourage you to try to go to the gym when you can. But if you can't right now, you can definitely like do good stuff with some body weight and smaller weights. Just remember, if you can push through 12 reps and 3 sets, you need to go up on your weight. And so you can kind of take advantage of ordering some weights on Amazon or going to Target and getting some like 20-pound weights. You can actually do a lot with it. With those things. With body weights, the same thing. If you can't even do one push-up right now, just work on doing that, or work on doing pull-ups. But once you get to kind of those 3 reps of 12, you need to find a way to up the weight. Either find some things around your house that weigh more. Some people like use their dogs, use water bottles, use like a thing of water bottles, use books or something around your house that you can use to increase your weight. And that way you're increasing muscle, because in order to increase muscle and increase metabolism, it has to be hard and it has to be like, feel like you can't do anymore. Why aren't you seeing results with your workouts? So the last question here that I get a lot, there could be multiple things. So if you're not a client of mine, it's kind of hard to tell, because it could mean that you aren't actually in a true calorie deficit, but you think you are, or you're in a deficit a couple of days, but other days you're going on a surplus. So it's kind of like averaging out, and that's not why you're seeing results. Or it could be that you're doing too much cardio, and like I said, that stress response is just too high, or you're not doing enough strength. So strength, again, goes back to increasing that metabolism. You don't have to worry as much about what you're eating when you have a higher metabolism, and that's great for that. And so those are kind of the top 3 reasons that I see people not lose weight when they're working out. But when they're working with me, like I don't really have this issue. So I always think it must be their nutrition, because as a dietitian, when I straighten their nutrition out, they normally are fine. So if you're not seeing results from your workout, I'd encourage you to reach out to a registered dietitian and work on a nutrition program that can work better for you. But that's kind of like my quick and dirty exercise go over. I'm definitely not a personal trainer, but this is the information that I have acquired from some trusted resources. In my program, I do help you a little bit more specifically come up with a good exercise plan and start you really small. So if you're interested in that, I'd encourage you to check out my 3-month program. But with that, I will see you guys later. Bye.